So, again, most important role of a leader, para sa akin, number one really is to create a safe environment. Wherein people feel safe, they can be who they are, they can stand in accordance to their highest truth, to their authenticity, because they're not judged. Which is, you have to make sure that you as a leader, you wanna check in, am I always complaining about other people, especially when they're not here? That's scary, ha? Or do I criticize about other people specifically when they're not around? But I guess the scariest part of being a leader is, and I don't really feel safe when I hear a leader who condemns other people. Whether they're part of the team, or maybe napanood nyo lang sa social media, tapos biglang hinusgahan niya na, kinondemn niya na. Ano yun? Culture cancel? Cancel culture na. That's scary. And that's something I want you to understand, that if people don't feel safe, they cannot behave, they cannot act to their highest truth, highest productivity, because mag-iingat sila. Kasi baka makriticize sila, baka makomplain sila, or baka makondemn sila, and they don't want it. They don't want to feel outcast. Remember, we have a need to belong. So that's the number one. Create a safe environment for everyone. Ako, number two, maintain or enhance self-esteem. What does it mean? When people come to you, and if you look at their self-esteem is not that high, you must make sure when they leave, it's either na-maintain yun or nadagdagan. That's why we have to be very careful with our choice of words, with how we behave in front of them, because it means a lot. Remember, as a little child, all we want is our parents' approval. Tama ba? As a little child, all we want is our parents' attention. Now, as a leader, our people sees us as parents as well. Right? And here you are questioning their worthiness simply because, again, maybe they feel lack about themselves. So, what I want to make sure is when they leave the space, when they leave in front of me, it's either their self-esteem is maintained, but ako hindi eh. Sure ako. When you leave my space, I will enhance your self-esteem, that you leave feeling good about yourself. And I like it simply because it is no longer about believe na believe sila sa akin bilang leader. Kung hindi, believe na believe sila sa akin silang sarili at nagagawa nila dapat nilang gawin simply because somebody believe in them, even though if they do not believe in themselves. So, that's very important. And I'm always conscious around it, and I make a lot of effort, intentional effort, to make sure that when they leave, they feel good. That's why it's very important. Acknowledgement. How did that feel like yesterday? When you got in here, I went out of my way, went to the car, gave you a hug, brought you to your room. How did that feel?
I felt special na I matter, na I felt na I belong agad, parang na-welcome mo.
And notice that. You heard, I felt special. I felt belong, and people wants belongingness. And if you put that into your own organization, put that into people who you work with, people will do things not because they have to. They'll do things because they want to. Why? I belong here. And I matter here. And I think that's top of mind of a role of a leader. Number three, provide their personal needs, and in return, they will give you your practical need. And I just noticed you guys, you've been together for more than 2 years.
No.
Diba?
3.
Parang more than 3 years. Tapos parang kanina nyo lang na-realize, parang, uy, parang hindi ko siya kilala. Because again, in the workplace, it's always the practical need, which is perform, do this, task, performance. Again, I'm not saying it's important, but mas masaya siya gawin kung ikaw mismo masaya. Tama ba? And what will make you happy is being able to fulfill your personal need. And what's the personal need? Number 1, letter A, the need to be acknowledged. Right? And the acknowledgement here is, it's simple as, mentioning their names, smiling at them, okay? Looking at them straight in the eye. How did that feel like? First time tayong nag-meet and I gave you a hug right away.
Pang warm ng feeling.
Diba? Parang doon pa lang kahit anong paggawa ni Russ sa akin, gagawin ko. No? Kaya naman nababansagan tayong kulto eh. Hit kagad eh, di ba? I mean, it's a basic need. And yet, some people are not getting it, some people are not giving it. The need to be acknowledged. In our meeting, you just said it. You loved it because, again, wow, na-mention pa yung name ko. KSP naman talaga tayo kahit papano. Don't say, hindi naman importante sa akin. Hindi. The fact na sinabi yung hindi importante sa akin, importante yan. The need to be acknowledged. Number 2, the need to be heard. Which means, I don't know if you notice, since last night up until today, nakailang rounds na kayo nagsalita. Kung merong 20 times, meron na. Totoo. How did that feel like? That, it's not only the leaders talking, but, every 5 minutes, lahat nagsasalita. Walang iniwan na hindi nagsasalita. Ano pakiramdam?
It feels like I have something to contribute. And what I say matters.
Ibig sabihin, may ambag ka at hinihingi yung ambag mo. Importante yon. That's why people are excited to contribute because, again, it's being asked. Again, the need to be heard is very important. Number 3, the need to be affirmed. And especially, am I doing good? Or do I have something to improve? That's why whether you like it or not, you need to master giving feedback. And the feedback that you want to master is still being able to acknowledge, affirm, support, and grow people. So there's a lot of need. Lastly, very important, and I guess I want to overemphasize this, is the need to look good and the need to be right. You feed it. Which means, by rule of thumb, never make people feel bad and wrong about themselves. Because sa totoo lang, sige nga, pag merong gathering, tapos pag may tinatanong yung teacher or lecturer kadalasan, do you think excited lahat nagsasagot? Or magkapatayan na lang, walang sasagot at nagbabulunturo? Nasaan tayo?
Yung hindi ka titingin sa mata para hindi ka masasagot.
Correct. Bakit?
Ayaw mapahiya.
And pahiya is, I don't want to look bad. Right? Or, meron kang sagot, pero, teka muna, pangatlo muna ako kasi baka mali yung sasabihin ko. Can you imagine that? And I think that is something that I feel a lot of people, a lot of leaders are missing. And that is something that I want you to put into your workplace, something I want you to put in your organization, is to be very vigilant. If I say something, will I make him look bad? Or will I make him feel wrong about himself? That's why kaya what I said is, dapat kasi may ganito. Versus, okay, I just have a need for like this. Maybe you want to consider to put this in. That's different. Good?
Yes.
Take a deep breath and